left on it.
All right, when he comes past start finish, we'll get a look at the right side damage. You'll see how some of the sheet metal is crinkled up and in against the inner panels as the field takes one lap to go before we go back to green. 157 laps.
Well, you can see the damage right in that area there, and the tire is actually a little bit closer than I would want it to that fender.
Yeah, you know, when it goes into the turn, buddy, that thing's going to, the body's going to go down as the centrifugal force and the G-force will cause it to go down, and you wonder if it might get down on the tire.
But you always want a flat side on a race car. He's got it now.
Yeah.
Well, he'll have a lot more downforce once he gets up to speed, and hopefully that car is okay. Dick Berggren?
A few moments ago, there was smoke and steam pouring out of John Andretti's car absolutely everywhere. Right now, we have mechanics pouring all over that car, and John has had to evacuate in order for these guys to get in. What are they doing, John?
Well, it's unfortunate, but we hurt the radiator, knocked off the low radiator hose, and then we tried refilling it with water, and it overheated, and blew the hose up again. So we're going to try and get it all fixed and get back out there and try and get some points.
He does not give up, Mike Joy.
That's true. I'll point out to you two North Carolinians. Dick grew up in Manchester, Connecticut, about 15 miles from Yukon. And I'll leave this alone for the rest of the day.
Dad,
we'll just tune in Monday night.
This time. We're from North Carolina.
Well, that story will be told tomorrow night. Now,
That's
the
right.
caution is still out. They had given them one lap to go, but for some reason now they're going to do it again. They'll give them one lap to go this time by.
Track crews wanted to have just a little look around and make sure that there was no other debris. So now we're back on a one to go. Tonight on CBS, George Lucas on 60 Minutes, then an all-new Touched by an Angel. John Ritter in the CBS Sunday movie Holy Joe. That's tonight on CBS. Getting set to go back to green at 158 laps. Drivers that took on just 2 tires are the front 5 at least. That's Mark Martin, Ward Burton, Dale Jarrett. Sterling Marlin is up there. The 99 of point leader Jeff Burton, and Rich Bickle is in the top 10 for the first time today. So is Jimmy Spencer, Jeremy Mayfield, and the 7 of Michael Waltrip. Ralph Shaheen.
Mike, the reason for the tape for Kenny Irwin was the window net is loose, so they needed to tape it to keep it shut and locked into position. It's still not holding quite the way they wanted to. Next time in, they're going to try to use a tie wrap to really get it in position nice and tight so it won't be flopping around and come loose. It would be against the rules for him to be driving with the window net down.
Click it or ticket.
You're exactly right, and you have black flag if it ever fell completely down, so they don't want that to happen.
Well, he lost a lot of positions on that pit stop. He's back in 17th position now. Bobby Labonte is 12th. He was leading the race before the pit stop, but he took on 4 tires. So we'll see how that all works out.
To the new viewer, black flag means you got to come in and fix the problem.
Getting set for the restart. 159 laps complete. Green flag. Mark Martin leads them back to turn 1.
I am so impressed with Ward Burton. He has ran the Bill Davis number 22 car there in 2nd spot right now. What a great run he's had for just about the whole year this year. He's been so very competitive. Bill Davis has his act together, and that is a single car team right there.
And they've improved their engine program. They hired Tom Baldwin as the crew chief on that car late last year, and the team has really been coming together, and now Ward wants to lead this race. He's working on Mark Martin.
And Mark Martin will let him. If he gets up there and he's running the right pace, he'll sit right there behind him and watch him do his thing.
Well, he's going to do his thing right there as Ward Burton gets past, and Ted Musgrave goes by as well.
Wait a minute, who is this in 3rd place? Dale Jarrett's moved into 3rd place in the 88 car.
Good pit stop with the 2-tire change. Gave him some track position. He was running 4th when he came into the pits.
Somebody else is having a good run just behind the 88 car there, Sterling Marlin.
Haven't seen much of Sterling today. He's been back in the pack, but a good pit stop for him.
Trouble.
Trouble.
Joe Nemechek spins at the bottom of the racetrack, and caution comes out. They'll run back to the flag. Ward Burton out front, and Ted Musgrave's going to try to get a lap back from Burton. Here he comes. Musgrave, bottom of the racetrack in the Butchbox 75, and he'll do it.
Now, Ward Burton did not challenge him to keep him back. He let him make that lap up.
Yep, that was a courtesy thing. And you got to respect him for doing that. He might be in that position himself one day.
Look at the right side of Joe Nemechek's car. He's been into the wall. You see the right front flat, and the right side is absolutely flat there.
One of two Felix Sabate's own cars in the race. The other, Sterling Marlin, in 4th place. Lakeland, Florida driver coming in on a tricycle gear here.
Yeah, that's pure money when you see the sparks coming out from underneath that right front corner like that. There's a lot of valuable parts he's dragging right now.
Well, you want to get back in the pits in a hurry so they can fix it, but you don't want to risk damaging that right front suspension further before you get there. Now Nemechek on pit road, and they're going to wave him behind the wall for repairs if the car will turn to get there.
Yeah.
Under caution again at Texas Motor Speedway, 6th one of the day with 162 laps complete. We'll be right back.
This CBS Sports Race Summary is sponsored by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car.
After 163 laps, just a shade away from halfway, 244.5 miles down, we've now had 8 different leaders, and we've swapped that lead 15 times. The speed is down below the record of 136 at 131 miles an hour. And look at the attrition here today. All of them stuffed in the wall, hard hits in the concrete. And speaking of hard hits in the wall, take a look here. Looping it down out of turn number 4, and it's now parked right down here below us. Joe Nemechek, number 42. We get ready to resume here and get us to the halfway distance, which will come at lap 167. Riding with Robert Presley in number 77. Let's go back to Mike.
Caution flag fever here in Texas. 165 laps. We're going to close right in on halfway, which would make this race official in the event of inclement weather. The forecast was dismal, but it has been overcast, but no precipitation so far today as they work on Joe Nemechek's car behind the wall. The field has a take one. Bill Stevens is with Joe.
And right now, they've emptied their toolbox trying to get Joe Nemechek's car back into the race. But, Joe, that was strange what happened. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I got to put it polite. A bunch of lap cars out there, they're so darn slow. They just keep getting in the way, and everybody just gets bottlenecked. And got 3 wide there, and everybody jammed the brakes on. And all of a sudden, you're on the brakes, and you get sideways and just trying not to hit anybody, and the thing slid up and hit the wall. It's just too bad for this whole Bell South team, Lucent Technologies. We had a good car. Looked like you were on the move. Well, we were. We got up there to 15th and was running good, and we had one adjustment there that got us a little bit too loose and slid up the track. A bunch of them got by. That's just how it goes. Back upstairs.
Joe Nemechek was looking for his first top 10 of the year today and will not get it. Tomorrow night on CBS, Honda prelude to a championship at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then the NCAA Men's Championship, Duke versus UConn, tomorrow night on CBS. Ward Burton will lead them down to the restart green flag. The South Boston, Virginia driver wheeling the Bill Davis Pontiac number 22 ahead of Mark Martin, one of Davis's earlier drivers, running in 2nd place.
Derek Cope in the gold and black number 30 there, trying to get a lap back.
Not going to do it this time. In fact, it was Mark Martin who got Bill Davis into racing in the NASCAR Busch Series. And Davis moved up to Winston Cup. We are halfway at Texas. Nice clean restart. Back to turn 1 with Ward Burton, your leader. Jared Cope running right behind. There is Burton. Here's Cope. 1 lap down for Chuck Ryder. There's 2nd place, number 6, Mark Martin, and 3rd place, 88, Dale Jarrett. Steve Park is way down, 41st, 35 laps back.
If you hear a noise every once in a while, we have other people in the booth up here, and there was almost a wreck coming off turn 2 just a second ago by cars that were running 3 wide, and they got a little excited, just like we do.
Yeah, but almost around here is like used to could. Rich Bickle, 45. Bickle having a good run today in 4th place, and Sterling Marlin up to 5th. That's the effect of these 2 tire changes when other teams took the opportunity to take 4.
There's Martin and Jarrett going by the lap car of Derek Cope. Steve Park will go by Cope as well. As you said, Park is many laps down.
Riding with Dale Jarrett down the front straightaway there. Cope caught on the outside. The 99 there, Jeff Burton, started 20th, now in 5th, working his way towards the front. We know he knows how to win because he won the first race ever at the Speedway.
And he's already won 2 this year. He's the point standing leader. And Jack Roush's number 99 Ford.
And we saw them working on John Andretti's car there a little while ago. He is back out on the racetrack, not running up to full speed, but at least he's back in the action.
Here comes Burton to the inside. That's the Duke, John Wayne on the hood of Sterling Marlin's car.
You see Sterling just roll out of the throttle. He don't want to get caught on the outside, just kind of biding his time. He has a good race car today. Sterling Marlin, it's good to see him having a great run today.
That team and sponsor doing a little fundraising for the John Wayne Cancer Institute.
Yeah, he lost his mother to that awful disease, and he's certainly fighting it with every way he possibly can.
A little further back, Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 and the Labonte brothers, Bobby and Terry.
Bobby had dropped back to 12 on that 12th on that pit stop. He now has worked his way back up to 9th.
And Tony Stewart. Now that's Bobby Labonte's teammate in that orange and white number 20. Just hammering away.
Still doing a great job.
You know, teammates can talk to each other also. I was talking, and these guys, they'll say, okay, what's it doing? And they'll analyze the 2 cars. How's it look? Look pretty good. Yeah, it looks good to me.
Here comes Stewart underneath Jeremy Mayfield, rather Labonte underneath Jeremy Mayfield. And let's move up to 4th place where Rich Bickle and Jeff Burton battle. Strong run for Rich Bickle today.
Yes, it is. Good to see him running that well. Of course, that's a single car team as well, and a new team for this year. Missed a couple of races, but certainly had a good qualifying run here. About to lose the 4th position.
Well, Rich Bickle's kind of like another friend from up that way, Dick Trickle. Rich Bickle's won a ton of races, and it's good to see him get an opportunity in Winston Cup. I certainly hope he makes the cut.
So Burton moves on by and picks up the spot. Comes to 4th on the leaderboard. Stephen Park, well up to speed after that transmission problem. He had his best ever Winston Cup start today. 2nd row. Ricky Craven running there with him, but Craven is 2 laps back. Kenny Wallace on pit road. There's Jimmy Spencer in the 23. He's up amongst the lead lap cars, 10th.
With Jeremy Mayfield just behind him, Rusty Wallace in the 2 right there, Michael Waltrip in the 7.
Let me tell you about Waltrip. He is the only driver to score top 10 finishes in both the races we've had here at Texas. Nobody else has done it.
I tell you, since he's gone to the number 7 car, the communication between he and the crew chief were just absolutely good. And I think Michael Waltrip, and listen to me carefully because I believe it's going to happen this year, I think he's going to win a race.
I'm mistaken. Bobby Labonte has 2 top 10s here, so does his brother. Okay, he's the only non-Labonte to have a top 10 finish at Texas.
And also today is his 400th start.
He has
last in the car number 98. Of course, he was damaged in that wreck, not running up to full speed.
Kenny Irwin on the lead lap. Pole sitter Bill Elliott, 94. They are 16th and 17th. Looking one to the other.
Of course, they are running in the...
That 16 and 17.
Yeah, 16 and 17. I didn't look far enough down.
John Andretti back on pit road. He's been in and out of the pits twice since we spoke to him there on pit road.
Bobby Labonte's car there, the green one. Look at Sterling Marlin over on the inside. You see Sterling just rolls out the throttle, lets him take that position.
Dale Earnhardt, number 3, running in 20th position, about 9.5 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, just behind him, Robert Presley in the 77 car.
let's ride with Presley a bit in the Jasper Ford.
Well, that's looking at Earnhardt. Let's see what he does in the corner, right down on the white line. You see Presley, we have that nice little, they call that the Earnhardt bar right there. That's an actual roll cage, because one time when Earnhardt got upside down in Talladega, another race car almost got into the driver's seat of Earnhardt's car, and they